Okay, today I'm going to show you exactly how you can make massive improvements in your running by running just 3 miles per day. I'll walk you through the full structure of a simple weekly plan that you can follow, even if 3 miles is all you can manage daily. If you can commit to this, whether you're running or walking, the biggest thing you'll build is consistency, discipline, and real improvement. And if you stick to this for 12 to 13 weeks, you can have genuinely faster races over 5K, 10K, and even half marathons. Yeah, on just 20 miles per week. I'm Grantham, a coach and a professional ultra runner who went from running a marathon in 4 hours and 25 minutes to running a marathon in 2 hours and 21 minutes. And what I see from a lot of runners is they chase volume. They want to run a lot of miles in a week instead of getting as much as they possibly can out of every single mile that they run. There is a lot you can do with 20 to 30 miles a week. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you do the right things consistently well, you can be looking back in 3 months at a completely different runner. Okay, so first step, building the week. We're just gonna work with 3 miles per day. All we're gonna do is a midweek interval session on the Wednesday, 3 miles, that's it, and a weekend long run. And the way that we're going to make that a long run is we're going to take 3 miles from the Thursday, have Thursday as a complete rest day, and put that onto the Sunday long run. So the Sunday long run will be 6 miles. And if you need to work up to that, you start at 4 miles, then 5 miles, then 6 miles, fantastic. And then to add to that, I'm going to add a couple of recovery runs, a couple of easy runs. So we're running 6 times per week, and the week looks like Monday, recovery run, 3 miles. Tuesday, easy run. Wednesday, interval session, working with just that volume of 3 miles. Thursday, complete rest day. Friday, recovery run again. Saturday, easy run. And then Sunday, that long run. So all we're going to do on those recovery runs and easy runs is focus on how we're moving over the ground. So focus on our breathing and that we're hitting the ground with midfoot. Our toe, ankle, knee and hip is all aligned, and we've got that perfect running technique, that perfect running form. We've got to practice because we're only on a limited amount of miles per week. Every single mile is important to run in the best way that we possibly can. What's the difference between a recovery run and an easy run? Typically, the recovery run is the day after or the day after that of a harder session. So if your body's a bit beat up, then you want to be going slower. Naturally, that will mean that you're putting in less effort. And typically for a recovery run, you're mostly in zone 1, crossing into zone 2 at the final stages of that recovery run. For an easy run, that's more in zone 2. You're fresher, you're a day fresher, and therefore it's easier for you to put the effort in and be in zone 2. But in both runs, we're thinking, how can we accelerate the recovery so that we can get to the next big session as fit and as fresh as we possibly can, so we can get as much super compensation out of the big key sessions Wednesday and Sunday that we can. Okay, with the Wednesday interval session, we will realize very quickly that we need to be incredibly time efficient with the faster running that we do. So initially, that would look like for me 20 times 200 meters with just 60 seconds rest in between. We're moving over the ground fast, but it's all under our control. It's all manageable. And then that next session, the next week, might be something like 15 times 300 meters. So we're gradually nudging up the interval rep without changing the volume of the session, without changing the entire time of the session, so that we're becoming more comfortable at running longer distances at our faster pace. What that might then look like is something like 12 times 400 meters. And again, we're working at a top end speed, 5K to 10K pace, 4,800 meters worth of distance, plus the warm up and cool down. You're probably coming in a bit more than 3 miles. We're learning to get the very most out of our body with a restricted amount of time and distance. And then the Thursday, complete rest day. Great habit to get into, to know that every single week on a Thursday, complete rest day gives the body and the mind a complete day to reset. Friday, super light, easy recovery run. We're just moving over the ground lightly, mostly in zone 1. We're still probably going to feel that interval session, and we're bridging the gap between that interval session, the rest day, and the easy run on the Saturday. So the Saturday, just like the Tuesday, easy run, mostly in zone 2. We're moving over the ground as efficiently as we possibly can. We're looking like a great runner, and we're focusing on our form. We're driving the arms, and we're focused on landing midfoot and keeping the toe, ankle, knee and hip all aligned. We're focused on being the best possible runner that we can be. And then Sunday, it's long run day, and we're gonna gradually move up to running 6 miles. So we're taking those 3 miles from the Thursday rest day and we're putting them on Sunday. And again, if that initially needs to be 3.5, 4 miles because that's your longest run in the last 4 to 6 weeks, great, that's your starting point. And then we gradually move up to 4.5 miles, 5 miles, 5.5 miles, and then 6 miles, all long, slow distance. So all easy in zone 2. And then the progressions from that are to start to add in some faster paced segments with inside the run. And what that might look like eventually is 2 miles quite easy, 2 miles at half marathon pace, and then 2 miles easy on the end. Because it's distance, you can play around with that as much as you want. What you're doing is subtly sneaking this habit into your daily routine. It's becoming a non-negotiable. It's happening ideally first thing in the morning. So you're going from sleeping to hydrating, kits on, out the door. It's happening, and it's happening consistently. What you're also doing is you've only got 3 miles. And so you've got to get as much out of those 3 miles as possible. That doesn't mean you're running the recovery run and the easy run super fast. That's not what it's all about. It's about being the best possible runner that you can be. And then when you get to that Wednesday interval session, you're ready to run fast and you're ready to get the most out of those 3 miles that you possibly can. And exactly the same with the Sunday. So we're getting used to the structure of the week. And then when it doubles in the future, we gradually get up to a point where we're running 40 miles or 45 miles in a week. We already know what a recovery run feels like. We know the difference between that and an easy run. We know how we get to Wednesday and we're fresh and fit enough to tackle that interval session, and we know how to get the very most out of each individual rep and the entire session. We know the importance of the rest day and how that fits into the rest of the week. And then again with the long run, we know the progressions, how it gets us to a point that we can do just 6 miles with a chunk at race pace in that, a chunk at half marathon pace or 10K pace. That's a great session. And once we build on that and add more miles in the future, when you're less restricted on time or when you've built that habit, it's going to do great things for you. Just because you're not doing 50 miles a week doesn't mean you cannot improve. Most runners plateau, not because of the volume, it's because they're doing too much, too hard, too frequently. And what that leads to is when they're meant to be going hard, whether it's interval day or long run day, they're not able to because they're still on fatigued legs from a previous session. They've not given themselves enough recovery days, a rest day, good enough sleep, good enough diet. And so they're not setting themselves up for success. With this plan, it's only 3 miles a day. It's all manageable for you, but it's got to be done right in order for you to get that improvement from the weeks and the month and the entire training schedule. So if you've been doubting whether, I can't start running because I don't have enough time, you've got 30 minutes per day. And most people have got that extra little bit on the Sunday to be able to go out there and run a 60 minute, 70 minute, 80 minute long run and cover 6 miles. So can you improve of just 3 miles per day? Absolutely. And it comes down to, again, the point of we've got to do the right things consistently well. Stay smart, stay consistent, and in just a few months, you won't even recognize the runner that you've become. If you've got big ambitions and you want to become a way faster runner and you want to train in a much more methodical way, then please get in contact by booking a call in the description. And if you want to run your fastest 5K and you're aiming for sub 20 minutes or sub 25 minutes, check out these videos here.